We just rebuilt our roof after the fire, and then the floods took it all away again. Ruidoso, New Mexico, where nature attacked not just once, but twice in a row. Fire consumed, then water submerged, and between the two disasters, people are struggling to survive day by day. Welcome to our channel. Let's find out what's happening in Ruidoso and why it has become a symbol of the devastating impact of climate change. To understand the severity of the floods in Ruidoso, we need to look at the preceding context. Last summer, Ruidoso suffered horrific wildfires, the South Fork and Salt fires, which burned over 1,000 structures. These fires not only destroyed homes and property, but also left deep scars on the natural landscape. Thousands of acres of forest were scorched, turning lush green mountains into bare, vulnerable slopes. This is the root cause of the subsequent flash floods. When wildfires burn away vegetation and alter soil structure, the ground surface becomes hydrophobic. This means that, when it rains, water cannot soak into the ground, but flows over the surface at an alarming rate. Ruidoso's steep terrain and narrow drainage channels further exacerbate the situation, turning large amounts of water into swift, muddy, debris-filled torrents. And then, disaster continued to strike. Ruidoso was hit by another round of floods. According to local media, the floods that swept through the struggling village of Ruidoso and the surrounding area carried away 3 people, including 2 children, from a mobile home park. They were later found deceased. Emergency managers and the public reported 10 incidents of flash flooding in just about an hour. This included 3 water rescues, 3 road closures, and many other issues. One of the notable rescues involved a person trapped in a trailer just south of town and south of the Rio Ruidoso. Floodwaters rose so quickly that traffic on Highway 70 became dangerous. Authorities had to warn residents and temporarily close the road for about an hour to prevent accidents. The consequences of the floods are extremely severe. In addition to rescues and road closures, emergency managers also reported that Cherokee Mobile Home Park was flooded and inaccessible. This means that many families not only lost their homes once due to the wildfires, but also suffered property and material losses due to the floods. For the residents of Ruidoso, this is a dual challenge, an enormous psychological and material burden. Recovering from the wildfires was already incredibly difficult, and now it is hindered by continuous flooding. Mr. John Smith, a resident whose home burned and is now flooded, shared, "We thought we had gotten through the worst after the fire. Now it's water again. It feels like it never ends." Meteorologists explain that thunderstorms with localized heavy rain have occurred almost daily across the southwest and southern Virginia since late June. A high-pressure system over the Atlantic has continuously pumped a dense stream of moisture all the way from the Caribbean across much of the central and eastern United States. This has led to persistently high surface dew points and unusually high atmospheric precipitable water, extending very far north. Radar showed 3 to 7 inches of rain poured down in a short period, concentrated in a narrow band exactly in the area that had already experienced multiple thunderstorms. The steep terrain and narrow drainage systems caused water to quickly overflow streams. This not only caused flash floods, but also increased the risk of soil erosion and mudslides, especially severe after the recent wildfires. The phenomenon of post-wildfire flooding is a complex challenge because it severely hinders the recovery process. Reforestation becomes more difficult when the soil is constantly eroding. Temporary structures built after the fires are also more easily washed away. This creates a vicious cycle that communities like Ruidoso must face. To cope with the emergency, response forces have been on high alert throughout the storm season. Ms. Bay Hirschfeld, a spokesperson for the village of Ruidoso, stated that preventive measures have been taken at the highest level. We have multiple teams here: the National Guard, swift water rescue teams. We have ground crews deployed in many places. All the emergency alerts we've set up have been activated. One of the notable rescues involved a driver trapped in a vehicle amidst floodwaters. According to Ms. Hirschfeld, the National Guard and 2 swift water rescue teams quickly brought the person to safety, with no injuries, neither to the victim nor the rescue team. This clearly demonstrates the professionalism and effectiveness of emergency response forces in Ruidoso. In addition to government efforts, community solidarity is also a key factor. Impact Missions, a ministry of the General Baptist Association of Virginia, has assisted in all flood events in Southwest Virginia and quickly began operations to help those affected. This shows the importance of non-governmental organizations and volunteerism in disaster recovery. However, the challenge is not over yet. Ruidoso still faces the risk of flooding in the coming days. Mr. Grulich, a meteorologist, commented, "In short, rain is still possible every afternoon, although the intensity may vary. In the next few days, the probability of rain in the Ruidoso area remains between 40 and 50%. Hirschfeld recommends that residents continue to obey all warnings and have prevention plans in case new alerts are issued. This emphasizes the importance of individual proactivity and adaptability. Ladies and gentlemen, the story of Ruidoso is not just about wildfires or floods. It is a story of human resilience in the face of layered challenges from nature. It is a testament that, although natural disasters can take many things, they cannot take away the spirit of solidarity, courage, and will to recover of a community. What Ruidoso has experienced is a powerful wake-up call for us. It shows that climate change is creating more complex and unpredictable threats than ever before. When wildfires change the landscape, they also pave the way for subsequent disasters like flash floods. This requires us to have a more comprehensive approach to disaster management, not just putting out fires or preventing floods, but also understanding the connections between phenomena and preparing for complex scenarios. Therefore, the message we want to convey to our audience is to always be aware of the changes happening around us. Let's work together to protect the environment, because every small action we take today can have a big impact on the future. Let's support initiatives for reforestation, sustainable drainage systems, and community education programs on disaster safety. And most importantly, in the most difficult moments, it is the spirit of solidarity, compassion, and love among people that will guide the way. Always be willing to help those around you, especially communities facing the consequences of natural disasters. We believe that with determination and solidarity, the people of Ruidoso will gradually overcome this difficult period. Their story is also a valuable lesson for many other communities around the world, that when natural disasters occur, The most important thing is for people to stand side by side and support each other. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more useful and meaningful information. See you in the next programs.